Welcome to another edition, a special Friday morning edition of Sports with Royalty. I'm your host, Cornelius, back with another banging episode. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. We're going to get right into yesterday's action. Thanksgiving. Packers and Lions. Packers 31, Lions 24. Jordan Love 18 to 30, 234 yards, 4 TDs, no picks. Huge day for Jordan Love. He looks exactly why they wanted him. An impressive game for Jordan Love. Jared Goff 20-26, 256 yards, 2 TDs, no picks. Micah Parsons played like a man possessed yesterday. This was the guy that got all the hype in Dallas. This was the guy that you see right now. Is why he was getting so much credit and so much attention. He looks like he's been born again. They could not block this guy. Micah Parsons dominated that football game yesterday. Huge win for the Packers on the road, 31-24. Impressive, very impressive. On Thanksgiving Day, going into Detroit, a division game, and pulling out the victory. Jordan Love, 4 TDs, no picks. That's what stands out. But Micah Parsons' dominance stood out to me yesterday. As I was watching this, they had no answer for this guy. That defensive line for the Packers dominated the football game. Not giving Goff enough time to throw the football. Always in his face, knocking passes down. They had no answer for the defensive line of the Green Bay Packers. And the NFC it's really wide open. We just don't know at this point. But impressive win for the Green Bay Packers yesterday on the road. The Kansas City Chiefs 28, the Dallas Cowboys 31. Dak 27-39, 320, 2 TDs, no picks. Mahomes 23 of 34, 261 yards, 4 TDs, 0 picks. The Cowboys. What can you say? You beat both of the teams that played in the Super Bowl. People need to watch you now. Very impressive. Dak Prescott, as I've been saying most of the year, playing excellent football. The Cowboys now are letting it be known that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Got to give it to them. All the Cowboy haters. Got to give them. We got to eat crow this morning. Very, very, very impressive win to come back on Thursday following a huge comeback victory at home against the Philadelphia Eagles, and then you come on Thanksgiving Day and you beat the Kansas City Chiefs. You can't overlook that. That is very impressive. Very impressive. The Cowboys look fast. They look hungry. Their receiving core looked very good yesterday. Impressive victory. That's nothing more you can really say about it. Very impressive. They answered everything that the Chiefs threw at them. Mahomes does Mahomes things. But if you see a stat line that says Mahomes has 4 TDs, no picks, normally that translates into a Chiefs victory. But not yesterday, because the Cowboys countered everything that they did. Every single thing that they did, the Cowboys countered. They scored with them. They did everything. The running game, on point. Dak, when we had one turnover, he bounced right back from that turnover. And the Cowboys are now in the race, in the playoffs, and people have to take notice now. You don't win those 2 games back-to-back against the Eagles in a comeback victory at home, then you come right back with not many days rest, and you beat the Chiefs at home. The league has to be on notice now. So it's very, 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 very impressed with the Cowboys right now. You got to give them their props, man. The Cincinnati Bengals, 32, Baltimore 14. Joe Burrow coming back to play, 24-46, 261, 2 TDs, no picks. Lamar Jackson, 17 of 32, 246, no TDs. Derrick Henry got 10 rushes for 60 yards. That stands out to me. They got away from Derrick Henry. I think Baltimore needs to get back to smash mouth football. Give that man the football and let him wear the defense down. It'll open up everything for Lamar in that offense. I don't think Lamar played well enough. It was an off day for Lamar, but it's a bad loss at home to a 3-8 Cincinnati Bengals team who's been dealing with a lot of injuries. Burrow comes back, grits it out. They get a tough victory on the road in a hostile environment in a division game. I think that's impressive, but at the same time, the Baltimore Ravens on and off. It seems like they're going in a direction. Then they lose a game like this, and it just throws everything off. I think that they need to get back to smash mouth football. You give the football to Derrick Henry, and you do or die with it, and you let Lamar do what he do. It opens up everything. But putting the ball in Lamar's hands consistently, forcing him to throw the football like that, and getting away from your running game, it doesn't bode well for you. So I feel like Baltimore needs to get back to what they do best: a grind out, gritty, smash mouth football team, and things will get better. But that's a bad loss at home for the Ravens. Now, also yesterday in basketball, college basketball, Arkansas Razorbacks 71, Duke Blue Devils 80. Arkansas played. You couldn't play better than what they played most of that game. Out hustling Duke. They was in the driver's seat a lot of times, but towards the final minutes of that game, Duke was getting so many second chance shots. If we got a guy that shoots a 3-pointer and then it gets off the side of the backboard and he comes down and gets that rebound himself with a second chance points, that's lack of hustle. And I was excited about the game, of course, Woo Pig, but came up short. Duke Blue Devils pull off the victory to remain unbeaten, 80-71. Something to build on for the Razorbacks. You have to finish. You have to finish the game. It was impressive, but down the stretch, Duke imposed their will and got the victory. So kudos to Duke. But the Razorbacks come up short. So today we have Philadelphia and Chicago. We also have some college football rivalry games. Another day, big day in sports. Y'all know how it is around Thanksgiving. Football and turkey, whatever, So I want to talk about Brock Purdy for a second. If some people thinking, hey, should they start Matt Jones this week against the Browns? I said no. You don't pay this man that money to sit him on the bench. If he's healthy, he need to be playing. He's not the only person that throw 3 picks. It happens. Bad half that last game. Ugly victory against the Panthers. Three interceptions in the first half. Sloppy play. He didn't look good. I don't know if it's the injury or what, but if he's healthy, you have to put him on the field. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be a quarterback. We have the 49ers have a reliable backup. But now that he is healthy, he needs to be in the football game. You can't sleep on these Browns right now. With Shador and coming along, doing what he did, and the Browns are confident now. You can't go in and sleep on the Browns because you'll lose. So this is a big game for this week for the 49ers with Brock Purdy. Let's see how he plays this game right here, because he did not look good at all. He looked like a turnover machine. But that's the quarterback. That's your quarterback. You paid him all this money. You have to put him on the field. He has to show what he's worth and why you gave him that money. You can't sit him on the bench. So no, I don't think you should start Matt Jones this week. I think you go with Brock Purdy. Yes, he looked rusty. Yes, he threw 3 picks in the first half in an ugly win against a Panther team that you are superior than, that you should have beaten soundly. But nonetheless, things happen. So Let's see what happens this week against the Browns. Now, I want to talk about Kmart and Draymond. First of all, Steph Curry injury. Maybe out a couple of weeks. I'm glad it's not as worse as it looked. You know what I mean? Couple weeks off maybe. He'll come back doing Steph things. We know that. Draymond versus Kenyon. Who y'all got? I'm gonna break it down because I think Draymond deserves a lot of credit for the dog that he is. And in my opinion, I feel like I feel like Draymond is a big part of the Golden State success, like the heart and soul of their team, because the toughness that he brings to the table. These are two guys that are similar. When Kmart looks and sees Draymond, it's almost as if he's having flashbacks. He wants to lace him up again. He would have loved to play against Draymond because we all know how Kenyon was. Kenyon was a beast. Kenyon was aggressive, very, very physical, very physical. They was calling him badass yellow boy, flagrant fouler. Draymond, what he brings to the table, guarding all five positions, he was guarding Wembanyama the other day. Draymond is very impressive to me, and he deserves a lot of credit. 4 championship rings. Who y'all got? Me personally, a lot of people didn't get to see Kenyon Martin play. But I'm not even going to the NBA right now. Let's go to college. Number 1 pick, All-American, Cincinnati. I haven't watched the Cincinnati Bearcat game since he left. With Bob Huggins. I don't know if y'all remember how great Kenyon Martin was. But he was. 2 microfracture injuries. And the guy still made the number 1 pick in the draft. His first 2 years in the NBA, he played in the NBA Finals. It's not easy going up against Shaq and Kobe in the finals. Tim Duncan. Look at the list of power forwards and the players that he had to contend with every night, as opposed to what Draymond has to deal with in the league. The league is a lot more softer. Back then, it's so much more physical. And I think that when Kmart watches Draymond, and he gets it to similar guys, man. Kmart sees that. He just sees it and he says, I would love to punch him in his mouth. I would love to hit him hard. I would love to get under his skin. Kmart has become very, very hyped and very, very. When he sees Draymond, he sees a guy that he would have loved to bang with, loved to try to put in his place. That's what Kenyon Martin was. Kenyon Martin was a bully, but he played hard, and nobody can take that away from him. He played his butt off. Both guys are impressive. You can take either one. In my opinion, the better player, if we're talking player, I'm taking Kenyon. Because Kenyon will give you 22-15 and 4 or 5 blocks. What Draymond does is more like Dennis Rodman, but he's not nowhere near as good as Dennis. But you have to admit what he brings to the table. If Draymond doesn't bring that aggressiveness to Golden State, you're looking at a bunch of golden guys or finesse players who you can just beat around and push around. You can't do that with Draymond on the floor. He sees a lot of Draymond in him, and he's having a flashbacks. Like, I would love to punch him in the mouth just to prove to him. But it's just friendly back and forth. I don't think there's anything of it. But I love both players. Me personally, I would give Kmart the edge as far as a basketball player because he brought the same toughness that Draymond brought. But he scored more points, more rebounds, more blocks. You know what I mean? And he played against competition in that era like Duncan and guys like that, that if you look at the amount of players, great players that he played against, you probably would understand why a lot of people probably would overlook him. But underachieving, I don't think he underachieved as a basketball player because you can't underachieve when you are the number 1 pick. You are one of the college basketball's greatest players. And then you go to the NBA as a rookie and you help the New Jersey Nets go to the finals your first 2 years in the league. When it comes to rings, Draymond all day. Draymond has his toughness and his skills to go with the rings. That's the difference. And that's probably why a lot of people give him the edge. And I get it. But Kenyon Martin was a different animal, y'all. And I don't think this generation really knows that or really understands how physical and how tough this guy was. But he was a straight up baller, man. And you're not going through the lane against Kmart. Kmart would have fit perfectly for the Pistons because that's how physical he was. This is a guy who saw he was a bad boy fan who saw Karl Malone bust Isaiah Thomas's eye. And as a fan of the Detroit Pistons, he comes in the league and Karl Malone is still playing. And this is how Kenyon Martin thinks. You hurt my favorite player. You injured. I didn't forget that. So I'm gonna give you a shot to let you know. I saw that. That is crazy. But that's Kenyon Martin, y'all. That's a guy I want to take in my foxhole. Any day. I'll take him in either Draymond, but I'm just saying. If I had to pick, I'm picking Kmart. Because that guy there was a physical specimen, tatted up yellow boy who didn't take nothing on you. You're not bullying Kenyon Martin. And you're going to have to show how tough you is when you're on that floor with Kenyon Martin. Because that's just what he brought to the table. That New Jersey Nets team was physical. Richard Jefferson, Kendall Gill, Jason Kidd. Some people like to say they carried him. You can say what you want. Me personally, and I love Gil's Arena. Chef's kiss. Love to watch you guys. Gilbert Arenas was a dog. Say what you want to say about Gilbert. Agent Zero was the man. He was the guy, man. Say what you want. Nick Young, say what you want. He got that. And he swung that series the way he should have. Nick Young was a baller. Say what you want to say about it. I don't care. You give me a role player who helps his team win a championship, he get the same ring that the stars do. You can't take it away from him. But I love watching Gil's Arena. Shout out to you guys. Kenyon Martin was a dog, man. And he deserves the respect that he gets. So, with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all for always tuning in. This is Sports with Royalty. The channel's just getting off the ground, you know. So, this is a journey that I'm going on. I appreciate the one person, two person, three people that's watching. Don't even matter. I appreciate y'all. God bless, and y'all have a wonderful day.